delivers it and wins in tremendous fashion. I mean, it's off to the races now for Chris Carter.
And just one win away from that potential rivalry meeting with Danny Lopez.
Let's go hit the bags today. I want to see good technique and form. You got it? Nice, nice. Now let me see your boxing. Punch combos. Nice, nice. New set, go. You got more. that up. Good work in the bag today. Get some water and let's keep working.
No lo cuenta, no la llamen el jangueo si no quiere que mienta. Estoy escuchando el número 1 en venta. Por eso con nosotros nadie inventa. Me siento como un bichote en los 90. Tengo parado, ven pa' que lo sienta. Dale mami, pégate, mírate. Si me miras mucho sabes que voy a besarte. Dale mami, pégate, mírate. Si te ves y me la agarro entonces voy a llevarte.
Mira puñeta, no me quiten el
Mami, yo sé que tú te vuelves loca cuando el perreo te azota, pero obligado tú te acuerdas de mí si me ves por ahí. Mami, yo sé que tú te vuelves loca cuando el perreo te azota, pero obligado tú te acuerdas de mí, de cuando te di. Perreo, baby, tra, baby, en la disco, baby, vamos a darle, baby, hasta abajo, baby, no te quites, baby, bellaqueo, baby.
Our tale of the tape for this much-anticipated middleweight encounter. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, Chris Hyder. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, Express.
Ready to fight? Ready.
All right, so here he goes with his second UFC start. The first start was a dream turned into reality as he got the finish, but now the challenges get tougher.
Yeah, because now the expectation even grew. He finished his UFC debut. Now we're looking and expecting him to go out there and do it again.
Oh, that's a tone setter by him there. Beautiful connection early on.
The way that he was able to walk his opponent into that shot was amazing, especially this early in the fight.
Oh, he fires back now. Both fighters throwing heat now. Oh, another shot gets through.
You better keep those hands up.
All right, so at this point, you got him stunned. You can't allow him to recover. What's it going to take to get him out of there?
Well, you just got to empty the gas tank. He's got to go find a way to get this guy out of here. He clearly can't handle his power. But the longer he lets him hang around here, the more danger he finds himself in.
Bleeding now, nasty cut on his nose.
Now they separate.
There's that cross to the head again, and you can overwhelm him all night. He's not going to stop with the volume. He doesn't get tired.
No, he does not get tired. He knows exactly what his intentions are. Right now, he's intent on landing this cross.
Let's go inside the octagon to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean's called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 55 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout, Chris Hyder.
All right, hard to argue with 2 UFC appearances and 2 finishes, and you know sometimes I can get hyperbolic, but Chris Carter would appear to be the real deal.
Yeah, he's the real deal. I mean, and for so long, we've wondered what would it take for him and Danny Lopez to be matched up. They told him 2 fights. He got through 2 fights, and he got through 2 fights in impressive fashion. Let's get on to the next one. Let's get on to the big one.
right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for being here and coming early.
It is the official UFC press conference. Fan enthusiasm is absolutely off the charts for this grudge match of the highest order. But before we get to the action, some words today as we get underway with the press conference. Who out there has the first question? Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
Chris, a lot of history going into this fight. How are you feeling?
Oh, yeah. I'm ready. Should be a great show for you all.
Chris, you punched out a patron in a nightclub brawl last year. How do you think that reflects on you as a professional fighter?
That shouldn't have happened. And I regret it. You know, but to be honest, Danny was the one that started the whole thing. I just got caught up in it, and Coach got caught up in it too. So, you know, it could have gone a lot worse if we hadn't have been there. You know, yeah.
Snitches get stitches.
Why don't you wait your turn, bro?
I'm right here.
They're talking to me now.
Okay.
Next question.
Chris, earlier today your opponent suggested that you were offered the WFA title fight, and I quote, entirely due to Daddy's legacy. Did you earn that fight? Or did you ride your father's coattails all the way into the UFC?
Well, the WFA fight was... It had nothing to do with my dad, okay? I'm done here.
Okay. Any response to that, Danny?
Oh, I'm sorry, is he done yet? Hey, are you done? You tapping out? Okay, yeah. So I guess it's my turn? Is that right?
That was weak, man. What a shit show. I'm embarrassed. You guys embarrassed? Damn. Oh, look who it is.
Don't you fucking talk about my dad.
I didn't talk about your dad. I talked about your dead dad.
Focus on the Muay Thai clinch. I want you to hold the position until I say stop. Time to get into the clinch. More, just like that. Nice job. Next set now. More of that. Let's focus on clinch now. Let's keep doing that. Great, let's do another. Hands up, you know what to do there. You got more. Las Vegas, and man, does it feel good to say that, because tonight, under the bright lights here at T-Mobile Arena, we have got one of the most heated rivalries and grudge matches in UFC history. Chris "Lil Matt" Carter taking on his former training partner, Danny the Dagger Lopez. DC, this should be good.
It's the best when you have two fighters that don't like each other. It's the best when the fighters want to smash each other's face in. But here's the difference. You have a wrestler versus a striker. Generally, that favors the wrestler. But when it comes to these two, all the history, he knows, Chris, I'm talking about, knows exactly what Danny brings, as does Danny know what Chris brings. But can Danny reel it in? Can he not be emotional as he tries to approach Chris tonight and try to get the victory? I can't wait for this one, John. This one has everything to make for a great night.
Friends turn foes. The hype will soon give way to the action. No longer teammates under Coach Thompson at Believe MMA. They'll settle their business inside the world-famous Octagon.
Okay, hey, listen, Chris, let's go over it again. You know Danny's style. He's a striker, and he's an emotional one. And Danny's gonna come at you like lightning. You stay calm. The moment you spot an overcommit, take it down to the ground. Gotta close the distance. Use your head work and your footwork.
Minimize the range advantage and time the double leg. And breathe, Chris.
Watch their footwork. It'll tell you exactly when to shoot. If your opponent tries to fly, you clip their wings.
What did I do? You shouldn't have kicked him out. Believe it's Danny's home. It shouldn't be like this.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. We're gonna have a clean fight. Touch gloves, let's make it official. You ready to fight? Ready.
All right, no better place to settle heat of this kind than the world-famous Octagon. Chris Carter and Danny Lopez. What a wild fight week. The brawl at the casino after the press conference. Both.
Landing on both sides. And the head.
Watch, the stakes are raised. Both fighters on the cusp of contention and maybe a little bit of a feeling out process.
But you got to be a bit more calculated. You're not fighting in a casino. You're not playing with all kinds of people around you. It's you, your opponent, and an official. You got to take your time and make sure that you get your hand raised.
Well, looks like his opponent has recovered for now, champ, but my goodness, what a striking display we've seen thus far.
We knew that this guy had gotten better, but no one could have guessed he would look this.
Oh, come on, how good is that? Chris Carter, ladies and gentlemen, puts the dagger down.
Chris Carter not only beats Danny Lopez, but he KO'd Danny Lopez. Man.
Ladies and gentlemen, declaring the winner, Chris Carter!
There you go, buddy. Hey.
All right, come over. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm now joined by Chris Carter. Chris, congratulations on a big victory. Big win in a big spot. Now, you and Danny have a ton of beef, but by winning the fight inside the octagon, is the beef settled? Can it be water under the bridge now between you two?
You know, I think there are some lines that just shouldn't be crossed. You shouldn't bring family into this. Nah, this ain't over.
It's not. You are not done with this. Danny, I mean, what do you say to this? This man is not willing to move past this. I guess there is no resolution. The beef is deep with these two, but congratulations, champ.
I feel a bit spoiled. Don't. Plenty of space in the wall. And a UFC title to shoot for.
Well, I'll be here.
See you tomorrow.
8 a.m.
You got it.
Leave his home, coach's pops, nothing else matters.
Nothing else matters.
Ready? I see good technique and talent on this round. Nice. Really great job today.
Our tail of the tape for this middleweight fight. All right, now to get us started, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Chris Hyder. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, Gregory Robocop Rodriguez.
Ready to fight? You ready?
All right, so however unsettled the rivalry with Danny Lopez is, Chris Carter back on the proving ground tonight and ready to prove he is top 15 quality.
Yeah, he's fighting one of the toughest opponents of his career. Now, it doesn't carry the emotion of the last fight, but if he's focusing on what he did...
Shot lands early round 1.
I mean, early in the fight, and he already hasn't hurt. Oh, my goodness, John. This could be a quick night.
Oh!
Another one. He's hurt.
Oh, he gets up here, but he is on wobbly legs. Oh, that's a big one!
Oh, big sticker.
All right, so close call. He can't get back there. He's in a world of trouble.
Oh, goodness. What a performance. This guy seems to have cement in his hands. Now he's back up.
Mixing defense and offense nicely. That's a strong combination.
You know, John, I love the way he's looking through the guard, watching his opponent constantly, and always pressing forward.
Well, MMA is a constant exercise in risk mitigation, right? But it would seem to me that if he really goes for it offensively.
Oh, nice inside trip there. Oh, that was nice.
Oh, nice scramble by him there. Takedown defense on point. He is a master in transition.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, we now go inside the octagon where Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 48 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout, Chris Hyder.
And there is the man of the moment, and what a moment this must be like for a professional athlete, right? I know you enjoyed the birth of your kids, right? But you knock out a man in a cage fight. I can't think of anything better.
I mean, there's nothing like it. You know, you don't even hear the one that lands, that puts out your opponent's lights. And tonight, he got that done. And he should be very proud of the work he and his coaches got done tonight.
Reaction. That's the goal today. What I saw today. Some beautiful work.
All right, champ, here we go. Going to be interesting to see which version shows up tonight as we get another look at Believe MMA's stalwart, Chris "Lil Mac" Carter.
I mean, he's one of the best prospects we have seen in a really long time. Tremendous wrestling, great pedigree, great team. He has it all. But it's up to him now to deliver once the octagon door closes. All we have seen from this young man is a star on the rise. Can he continue that in his appearance tonight?
Following in the footsteps of Big Mac, of course, his dad, the former Olympic wrestling champion. Well, Jared Cannonier used to work for the FAA in Alaska. He has realized success across 3 UFC divisions. He has been on this roster for more than 10 years. And I think if any man across all these marquee divisions can fight deep into his 40s, I mean, the man looks like he was cut out of a piece of stone.
Yeah, Jared Cannonier is a guy that's so committed to his trade. He's committed to his nutrition, his training, his mindset. Jared Cannonier not only does the work physically, but mentally, he's constantly preparing himself to try and be the best version of himself when he steps into the octagon. He has A+ skills across the board. He has experience to match anyone he will ever fight. Tonight, he gets an opportunity to move himself back towards title contention.
The Killer Gorilla, Jared Cannonier, ready to engage in another high-profile matchup here tonight. Tail of the tape for this much-anticipated middleweight encounter. We send it inside the octagon. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Chris Harder. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, Jared the Killer Gorilla Cannonier.
Herb Dean, our referee for this one.
Ready.
All right, champ, here we go, ready to go. Round 1, hard not to harken back for a moment to his last appearance. A huge knockout win for him. Served to set up this particular showcase here tonight. Man, that's a nice takedown from Chris Carter. Made it look easy.
I mean, he's putting his wrestling IQ on full display. This guy is an amazing wrestler, and it showed in that transition.
Back to his feet. All right, early action here. Maybe he just tries to make it dirty, right? He's come in there in the past and been in wicked good shape. That is not his reality.
But he recognizes that, right? And knowing is one of the most important things in regards to a fight career. He's got to try to go finish him, John. Make it dirty, get to your position, try to land something that can end your opponent's night.
Oh, my goodness. I can barely get my notes together. A huge early connection there.
It's about the punch, but it's also about the setup. That was a beautiful setup that allowed for him to land that strike. Oh, that right hand barely missed there.
Well, how about that? Got to be an encouraging sign. You're not the better striker on paper. To land a shot like that, pretty good.
That's a massive... Oh! But you can't fall in love with the hand, because that ultimately could lead to your demise.
So we'll see if he can... Oh! That is it! Chris Carter, ladies and gentlemen!
Holy!
Back inside the arena now, we go inside the octagon where Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 26 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout, Chris Heiner.
All right, so there he is, the man of the hour. What a massive knockout for him to get this win in style tonight.
He did everything he needed to do to find the knockout. Now he can celebrate with his family and friends as they earn this spectacular victory.
Our tail of the tape for this middleweight fight. And now for the official introductions, the veteran voice of the octagon is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Chris Heiner. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, ladies and gentlemen, an Ultimate Fighter season winner, Kelvin Gastelum.
You good? Ready? All right, here we go with round 1. We'll see if he can keep the momentum going. He won his last fight, did so in dominant fashion. Now the challenges get stiffer. We'll see how he handles this particular opponent here tonight. All right, early action here. Oh, massive shot gets too early. Must have been a good warm-up in the back.
I mean, he walked right into that one, John. It's a huge step, especially when it's this early in the fight.
Big right hand. Another shot for good measure.
He cannot keep taking these hard shots to the head.
Gastelum has said he's more mentally locked in and just more present overall in training. All right, so his power has certainly been heard from early. Appears as though maybe the opponent has recovered a little bit.
Yeah, but he's put him on nose waiting to the danger. Be very problematic for him.
And he's able to work his way back to his feet. And there it is, another cross to the head. That has become a pattern in this round for sure.
He's so accurate with this shot. But if you're the opponent, you cannot allow the fact that you're getting hit with the same shot.
Massive. Chris Matt Carter takes the judges right out of it.
Wow, what a result.
Bruce Buffer is in the octagon with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mark Honors called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 3 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout, Chris Heiner.
So the celebration is on with him and his team, and rightfully so. A monumental result tonight as he gets the win by knockout.
He spoke it into existence. He said over and over to anyone that'll listen, I am going to knock this man out. He did it in an even more impressive fashion than he ever could have imagined.
Our tale of the tape for this much-anticipated middleweight encounter. All right, now for the particulars, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Kyle the Natural Ohio. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, Chris Heiner.
You ready to fight? Ready. Good.
All right, so here we go, round 1. Kyle Borralho said in the fighter meeting he's got a lot of different skills. Sometimes instinctually he doesn't know which one to lean on in combat. How do you think he proceeds here tonight?
Well, it's going to be striking the start. But if push comes to shove, he does have the wrestling to lean on. He does have the grappling. He's a tremendous fighter in all areas of mixed martial arts. Look for him tonight to try to use all of his skills to win.
Oh, no way, spinning back fist. You see some of that fighting nerd style under Pablo Sucupira. Nice bounce in the step of Kyle Borralho.
Yeah, really nice stance, constantly bouncing, moving. Does a really good job of gathering reads as he's facing and trying to draw reactions out of his opponent.
Oh, crippling body shot there a moment ago. Oh, he is injured now. You got to back off. Big right hand there. Oh, that power one got through as well.
You better keep those hands high.
All right, so a little bit stunned, holding on to him now in the clinch.
But that's smart, John. He's trying to recover. He's trying to knock the cobwebs off after he got hurt.
Carter gets back to the feet now. Efficient cross yet again, and maybe some frustration starting to settle in on the other side.
It's a bit discouraging, right? You think that you got a read on it, but every time you enter, the guy hits you with the same exact shot.
Defense not required.
I mean, this is crazy, J.A. He's getting destroyed out there.
Under 2 minutes to go in a back-and-forth first round here. Oh, he's hurting for certain. Got to make an adjustment, I would think.
Yeah, this is the time for him to shoot for a takedown. Hoping that his opponent gets excited, overthrows, he's able to level change and take him to the mat.
That will do it!
Holy smokes!
What a fight!
Oh, boy!
Let's get to the official decision. Here once more, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Deans called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 29 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout, Chris Harder.
Well, he's smiling ear to ear, and why not after a knockout like that? I need to take it to the after party.
I mean, this is what dreams are made of. You dream of the knockout like this, and then the party after, where you and all your coaches get to celebrate the great handiwork.
Well, it has been an expeditious rise to UFC prominence for the former Oregon State Beaver, Chris "Lil Mac" Carter. Of course, Danny Lopez nowhere to be found. This is Carter's moment tonight as he arrives at the world title.
Well, you know, it seems perfect for Believe MMA. And the only thing Coach Pops is probably missing is seeing Danny Lopez involved, because they all started this thing together at Believe MMA. But for Chris Carter, it's about cashing in on the opportunities. John, in every step, he has not only passed the obstacles, he really has crushed the obstacles. Tonight, he faces the biggest obstacle in his UFC career, trying to become a champion. Let's see if he can get the job done.
And we can say he's been fast-tracked. You can suggest that this has been an expeditious rise to the top. Coach Thompson would suggest otherwise. He believes that Chris Carter's career has methodically built to this moment. He'll try to be the world champion. All right, so here's the undisputed UFC middleweight champion, Sean Strickland, and you can argue his win over Israel Adesanya to wrest away the belt at UFC 293 was the most improbable result of 2023, but perhaps it should not have been. Strickland has a very boxing-intensive style that is very difficult to prepare for, and he took it to Izzy right out of the chute. That has given him a lot of confidence coming into this title defense here tonight. He is a 5-round fighter, outstanding cardiovascular base, and all the self-belief in the world that he is going to leave the octagon the way he came in, as the undisputed best in the world. Sean Strickland has graced the octagon, and as usual, he looks ready to go. Tale of the tape for this middleweight championship fight. To get us started, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC middleweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Chris Heiner. And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Sean Strickland!
Mark Goddard, our referee for this one, as good as any man or woman in the business. All right, here we go, round 1 of a possible fight. Chris Carter oozing the confidence that his style will extend over 25 minutes if needed.
I mean, John, he's undefeated. He's gotten a title shot very fast. He's been talked about.
Massive connection only, round 1. We might get a finish here.
I mean, that was beautiful. Great job setting it up, getting the punch to the target, and hurting your opponent very early in the fight.
Might be time for some desperation wrestling, champ.
Yeah, he's hurt very bad. He might need a level change to try to escape him.
Strickland's bleeding from the mouth now. A cut there on his lip. That doesn't look like fun. Oh, nice hook there by the more heavy-handed than you think Sean Strickland.
Sean Strickland does a good job of fighting in that Philly shell, rolling with punches and returning with that hook. He is so good at finding a place for his hook.
Under 3 minutes now to go in what has been a very fast-paced opening round here. So a lot of tension right now. Seemingly, he has recovered but some big early moments for the challenger.
Yeah, but John, to be hurt like that as the champion, yeah, we're coming. Because now he's on notice and knowing that this contender could put anybody down.
Carter's looking dangerous here in round one. Coach's dream, right? Finding the rhythm early. If you're on the other side, you got to find a way to slow him down. Back to the feet. Strickland's mouth is just disgusting.
Savage, we have seen him time and time again have these massive performances, and now he is the world champion.
All right, to make this title fight official, here's Bruce.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mark Goddard has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 36 seconds in the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout and new UFC middleweight champion of the world, Chris Heiner.
Well, there are few things as exciting in this sport as the crowning of a new UFC champion. Can DC get an invitation to the after party?
I mean, I'm just trying to show up, baby. I'm ready. I want to celebrate with the champ.
All right, so here's the world beater, Khamzat Chimaev, wicked relevant in 2 divisions. Every time he sees you, he tries to take you down. Got to think he's going to try to wrestle here tonight.
That's exactly what he does, right? He wants to impose himself on his opponents. He wants to show his dominance when he's inside the octagon, whether it's on the ground in the grappling, as we saw in Kevin Holland, or whether it's him striking, as we have seen in the beginning of his UFC career. He has all the skills, but it's the mindset of Khamzat Chimaev that separates him from most fighters in both weight classes that he competes in.
And with respect to Conor McGregor and everybody else, I'm not sure that any athlete has ever taken this sport by storm quite the way Chimaev did back in 2020. Let's see how he fares in another big spot tonight. first title defense for this young champion here tonight, and given his rise from prospect to contender to world champion, feels like it's going to take a major effort to unseat the new champion.
John, and he just keeps getting better. Every time he steps in the octagon, he's better than he was the last time. And now, he's carrying the confidence of being the UFC champion. When he told us he would be top 10, we said, okay. He said, I'll be the champ. We said, okay. But imagine the confidence he walked in those meetings with, then to now actually delivering on all of those promises. This is a special athlete, John. Walking through his first title.
Well, it is the venue in which every UFC athlete hopes to one day compete, and we are now ready to go from Madison Square Garden here in New York City. All right, now our tale of the tape for this middleweight championship fight. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC middleweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Khamzat Chimaev. And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, ladies and gentlemen, the reigning, defending UFC middleweight champion, Chris Hyder.
Well, I heard being third man in the octagon for this one. All right, so he couldn't have looked much better in wresting the belt away from the previous champion with a win by knockout, but now he's got the red corner as he makes the first defense of his world title.
But to win a world title by knockout is the craziest thing of all time. This man did that, but tonight, now he's the hunter. Let's see if he can match that performance as he goes into the octagon this time as the champion.
There, he misses the strike, and he pays the price.
You cannot miss an overthrow. This guy will make you pay, and he is making him pay for it right now.
Well, this man's got as fast a shot as any wrestler in all of mixed martial arts.
I love the way Chimaev fights, John. He's up and down. Never allows you to know when the level change is coming. That's why he's always so successful when he does shoot.
Well, we just caught a look on our isolation monitor at that right hand from a moment ago, and every bit of it landed. And now he's got the back. Well, I know it's early, champ, but that is absolutely huge to get that reversal and not end up in a compromising spot this early on in the fight.
It's a big moment because he knew his opponent needed to put him down. Getting this reversal may make him a little more hesitant to try to chase those takedowns.
Oh, tremendous vision exuded by him there as he avoids yet another shot. That punch right there. His opponent's compromised, DC.
It's one thing.
Crowd continues to sway with every huge shot being landed. Back and forth we go.
Oh my goodness, what a fight.
Man, he's still right back.
Pace is insanely high, too. These guys are putting a lot of work out there right away.
Well, we always try to... No overthinking out of him tonight. He is a thinking man's fighter.
Superstar, and once again he proves he is also the best in the world.
All right, to make this title fight official, here's Bruce.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean is going to stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 12 seconds in the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Chris Harder.
Well, you just heard it there from Bruce Buffer, and still, right? That was the hashtag all week, and he leaves the octagon the way he entered as the undisputed best in the world.
Yeah, he said he was going to get a job done tonight. He knew that he had the advantage. He felt like the last fight allowed for him to be out ahead of his opponent. That championship confidence showed itself in the octagon tonight.
I'm super high and beyond your range. It's kind of strange how to change. The climate ain't because of climate change. I acquired this affinity for finer things like pitfalls, range, and rules for cool change. And dangers would get high, then die fameless. So I spiral out of the chamber and fly aimless. I was too wise to the game to try candy from strangers and speak anything from my language. Ooh, from the Indian trees is my fragrance. Fools, I consider these thieves, that's not gangsters. So many fuck boys acting like they tough guys. I'ma call you bluff, guys. Let me see you upright.
Okay, huh? You can tell me. You can tell me what?
I keep the low-fi close, get your lo-fi smoke, like the Wi-Fi broke, get the wise guy joke, got mob ties bro, financial status in the motel, get your familiar, smoke on both sides though, oh my, now reach into your pockets, pay homage, pay me hundreds, so pay me no mind bro, and my screen don't work, got an iPhone 4, like the Wi-Fi broke, it's still a smartphone no, okay like K-Paso, mighty gon' cabrón, K-Tough guy, don't take me for no fun guy, see you with my third eye, people just with one eye closed. One time when I was ducking from the one time, this one time weapon on my left side, I'm gunshot. Swimming in my new bins, doors open up like two fins. New whips on Dr. Seuss's. One fish, two fish, red whip, blue whip.
This motherfucker does not give a fuck about you. He is in his man. Play his Xbox. Never listen. Look at where you are.
Well, we are objective commentators, but Anthony Fluffy Hernandez has drawn rave reviews from Daniel Cormier. One of your favorite fighters on this roster. The dude brings it in all phases every time.
And he just goes hard, man. I don't know if I've seen anybody fight with that pace and pressure since I saw Cain Velasquez the first time I saw him step into an octagon. Anthony Fluffy Hernandez is so good at striking that you forget about the wrestling. And the wrestling has become a massive tool in his career. He doesn't even use his striking like he should. He takes guys down, he drags them into deep water, he truly drowns him. What he did to Roman Dolidze was one of the most impressive things I've ever watched in real time. Tonight, let's see if he can replicate that and it turns into another victory.
All right, here he is, folks. You know who he is, the undisputed UFC middleweight champion. This man has run roughshod through one of the deepest divisions in the UFC, and he is showing no signs of slowing down.
He ain't slowing down, John. He loves the ability to call himself the champ. A smile is on his face every time somebody goes, "Hey, champ, how you doing?" The guy lives for it. He lives for the adulation. He lives for the applause. He lives for the ability to stay in the spotlight. He will fight to defend his title as if his life depended on it.
Huge training camp for him. He feels like he has leveled up in a lot of disciplines of mixed martial arts. And man, he presents an even better version. Scary proposition for the challenger. tale of the tape for this middleweight championship fight. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Middleweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Anthony Lucky Hernandez! And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the reigning, defending UFC undisputed middleweight champion of the world, Chris Hyder.
The esteemed Mark Goddard, our referee for this one. All right, folks, here we go. Championship stakes as we get underway in round 1. What a statement from him last time out. Successful defense, courtesy of a knockout. Obviously, the press and the media all paying attention. Now we'll see what he can produce for an encore.
The way that he was able to walk his opponent into that shot was amazing, especially this early in the fight.
All right, so they don't fight the games on paper, right? A big confidence boost there as he finds a home for that strike.
You know, nobody thought that he would be willing to stand and trade with this guy. It's been a very, very fun fight. Some interesting happenings going on in this one.
All right, butterfly guard here up against the fence. If you're the dominant fighter, champ, what are you trying to do?
I'm trying to circle him off the fence. I'm trying to put my body between him and the octagon. I'm not allowing him.
Oh, you can't stay seated here up against the fence for long.
This is a bad spot to be in a fight, John.
Uppercuts right on the chin. Throwing that jab, no good. Huge strike there. Somehow his opponent stayed up.
I mean, he's still on his feet, but he's not up by much.
Goes down again. Back to his feet. Man, his opponent has recovered for now, but these power shots are landing at will. I'm surprised he hasn't. That almost hurt me. What a punishing shot. I'm not sure how many more of those he can take.
Well, his opponent is really hurt. He's fighting as good as we've ever seen. This guy looks amazing tonight.
Hernandez goes in for the takedown now, and he gets it. Beautiful transition there, and he was getting worked on the feet, so a nice job to get the fight to the ground. Carter gets up now. Nice work to get out of there. Not every day you see him in a submissive position on the ground. Man, look at that beautiful cross. Rhythm and blues. Rhythm on one side, blues on the other.
This was one of his best skills. We knew it coming into this fight. What we didn't expect was for it to work this well.
Oh, beautiful counter land.
Yeah, he hurt. What a performance by the champ.
All right, to make this title fight official, here's Bruce.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mark Connors called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 53 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Chris Heiner.
All right, so there he is, the still UFC middleweight champion of the world. He has retained this title at 185 pounds for some time and showing no signs of slowing down.
This is a weight that hasn't had many middleweight champions. Anderson Silva reigned for so long that every time a guy gets his hands on the belt, they're going to hold on to it for dear life. Tonight, he got the job done and remained.
Here's the Frenchman, the oncoming force in the middleweight division, Nassourdine Imavov. You had to look far and wide for people picking him to beat Israel Adesanya. Did that, and now the fights keep on getting bigger.
They just keep getting bigger and bigger for Imavov, who is an amazing striker. He is showing tremendous confidence and belief that he can beat the best in the world. To go out there and knock out Adesanya, as he did, was really impressive. But you know that for Imavov to get where he wants, he's got to continue to show his ability to use all of his skills. And we have seen that time and time again. Big spot for Nassourdine Imavov.
Not a lot of glaring weaknesses on film. We'll see if his opponent can try to expose some here under the lights tonight. All right, so the path to UFC middleweight gold and glory continues to go through this man. And without speaking hyperbolically, I do believe this man looks like he could reign for some time.
You know, when you think about middleweight, you think about some great champions, Anderson Silva and Israel Adesanya. This man can be viewed in the same regard because he has ruled the top of the division for a really long time. He's ruled it with an iron fist. He is just so good in this role. He is everything you want in a UFC champion.
And he's fighting in his natural weight class. A lot of people wondered aloud if maybe he could become a two-division champion and go down to 70. He don't want to hear that noise. He's looking to pluck off another middleweight title challenger in yet another big spot here tonight. All right, with that, both fighters have now graced the octagon. They will lock the door behind them, ready to go with a crazy fight here at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Or tell the tape for this middleweight championship fight. To get us started with the official introductions, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC middleweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Nassourdine Imavov. And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Chris Hyder.
Mark Goddard, as good as it gets if you're a fighter. Probably the guy you want in there. All right, round 1 of the title fight is underway. Going to be hard to duplicate what he did his last time out, successfully defending the belt emphatically with a knockout. Everybody's paying attention now. The target's on his back. We'll see if he can remain the hunter. Imavov, the consummate thinking man's fighter. Fernand Lopez in the corner, and that jab looks quick here early.
Yeah, Imavov is a fantastic fighter, man. This guy does a good job with his lead hand, always got you guessing. And he's very long for the middleweight division. Stands back, head, chest back. Amazing fighter, this Imavov.
Oh, he barely settled in. A huge shot lands early round 1.
I mean, early in the fight, he already has him hurt. Oh, my goodness, John. This could be a quick night.
Oh,
no. My goodness.
Might get the TKO here. Back to his feet. Carter's starting to feel it here early round 1, taking immediate control of the fight and taking the air out of his opponent. Well, doesn't get the finish, but he rocked his opponent early, and not a lot of pundits saw that coming.
Yeah, you know, he didn't want to stand and bang, but he's got to have some confidence after doing that, knowing that he has a disadvantage in the striking. Oh! Ooh, nice leg kick.
Oh, man, he is hurt. I'm not sure the extent to which he's concussed, but might need to switch things up.
John, I always say don't panic wrestle, but I believe a takedown may be the only thing that will save him out there.
Now some separation. Nice job by the defensive fighter there, sort of rolled with that offering.
I love watching fighters because they move so much. You never get to hit them clean. That was a great example of that.
Champion of the world!
Just absolutely amazing. So many said that this guy would struggle, but now he has proven time and time again that he is the best in the world.
All right, to make this title fight official, here's Bruce.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mark Goddard has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 44 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Chris Hyder.
king of the 185-pounders. There he is, the undisputed UFC middleweight champion after the knockout tonight in his title defense. And that's got to feel pretty good. There were a lot of people backing the #1 contender coming in here tonight, but he certainly muted all of that noise and then some. The celebration is on in the corner. Congratulations to the reigning, defending, still undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world. Well, this man has been there before, and he certainly looks like it. The #1 middleweight contender back in a championship setting, and we've talked about this a lot, but he made himself undeniable with this run back to contention, and now he tries to wrest away the gold.
That's not easy, John. It's not easy to make your way back because you have been there before, and maybe it didn't work out for you, but to stay positive, to have that steel trap of a mind that allows for you to rebuild yourself, makes you know when you do get back, you have a greater appreciation for the opportunity. Tonight he said he intends to finally cash in.
There are a lot of high-level guys at 185 pounds, a lot of contenders waiting in the wings. This challenger knows he has to maximize this opportunity in front of him tonight. All right, so the latest title defense arrives here and now for the UFC's undisputed middleweight champion. And prevailing wisdom is it's going to take a huge effort out of the challenger tonight to dethrone this dominant king.
Absolutely. You do not beat this guy without being on your A game. And not even just your A game is going to get it done. You have got to overachieve in order to beat this guy. This guy is firmly entrenched as the best in the world. When you look at him, you know he's the best, from the way he carries himself, to the confidence, to the skill set. He's the champ, and he doesn't intend for that to change.
Seemed as though it was maybe a difficult weight cut, or more difficult than once prior, but he didn't want to hear any of that noise in advance of this latest middleweight championship title defense. All right, both fighters have entered the octagon, and this massive, massive fight is nearly upon us, ready to go from Anaheim at the Honda Center with one of the biggest fights of the year. Our tale of the tape for this middleweight championship fight. All right, now for your main event introductions, the one, the only, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC middleweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Edmund the Golden Boy Shahbazyan. And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner. Ladies and gentlemen, the reigning, defending UFC middleweight champion, Chris
fight ends right here, right now.
I'm excited about this one, boys.
All right, folks, here we go. Championship stakes as we get underway in round one. What a statement from him last time out. Successful defense, courtesy of a knockout. Obviously, the press and the media all paying attention. Now we'll see what he can produce for an encore. Nice job landing the double jab there, DC.
Hey, you are definitely pressing that one. You love that one, don't you?
Oh, my goodness, I can barely get my notes together. A huge early connection there.
It's about the punch, but it's also about the setup. That was a beautiful setup that allowed him to land that strike.
Well, you see this a lot, champ, right? When you get stunned a little bit, use the clinch as a mechanism through which to recover.
Well, you have to. You got to slow things down. You got to gather yourself. And that's exactly what he's doing right now.
Back to his feet. Oh, my goodness. He got his head snapped back again.
He got hit again. You better keep those hands on him.
Wow! Hurt, but he's still firing back.
You hurt him bad, man.
Oh, is that going to do it? Yes, that is it. And still. Yes, he did it. Your undisputed middleweight champion of the world.
Wow, John, this guy is an absolute grinder, and he imposed himself on his opponent, and he keeps the UFC championship.
All right, to make this title fight official, here's Bruce.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 3 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Chris Heiner.
And still the king of the 185-pounders. There he is, the undisputed UFC middleweight champion after the knockout tonight in his title defense. And that's got to feel pretty good. There were a lot of people backing the #1 contender coming in here tonight, but he certainly muted all of that noise and then some. The celebration is on in the corner.
Kick a man when he's low. In the dark down, it's around, but you can't find out. Giddy up your dirty soul. It's going down, gather round, everybody get loud. Running down the open road. Red light, green light, go. Baby, I was made from nothing. Now I'm sitting on the throne. Oh, the king is coming. He's coming to rock your head. Oh, the king is coming. One time, who's next? Oh, the king is coming. Flying high, dusted red. Oh, the king is coming. No losers, let's get it. Ready on the street, let's roll. Could have been, should have been champions. Everybody in, let's go. Gotta win, kick 'em in, send 'em to oblivion. Fly it all the way back home. The river's out to rock and roll. You can't tell me nothing when I'm sitting on the throne. Look out! The king is coming. He's coming to rock your head. The king is coming. One down.
All right, so here's the long-time middleweight and light heavyweight player, Georges Roman Dolidze. I think if Dolidze was at a dad's store and my son walked in, he would pick Roman. Very intimidating, very skilled mixed martial arts athlete, and try to prove that he can actually take this thing all the way to the top.
Take it to the very top. That's his intention. That's all he's ever wanted. You know, when you watch Dolidze compete, you watch a guy that fights with a lot of forward pressure. He has wrestling ability. But the striking is what Dolidze loves and what he loves to do and use to get victories inside the octagon. Look for Dolidze to pressure this guy tonight, put him on his heels, and try to knock him out.
Here he is, folks. You know who he is, the undisputed UFC middleweight champion. This man has run roughshod through one of the deepest divisions in the UFC, and he is showing no signs of slowing down.
He ain't slowing down, John. He loves the ability to call himself the champ. A smile is on his face every time somebody goes, "Hey, champ, how you doing?" The guy lives for it. He lives for the adulation. He lives for the applause. He lives for the ability to stay in the spotlight. He will fight to defend his title as if his life depended on it.
Huge training camp for him. He feels like he has leveled up in a lot of disciplines of mixed martial arts. And man, if he presents an even better version, scary proposition for the challenger. All right, so the tension is palpable. Both fighters have graced the octagon, ready to go here at the famed Honda Center in the Big A, Anaheim, California. All right, now our tale of the tape for this middleweight championship fight. All right, now for your main event introductions, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Middleweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Roman Dolidze. Now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the reigning, defending UFC undisputed middleweight champion of the world, Chris Harder.
Third party in the octagon, Mark Goddard, will handle the action in this one. All right, round 1 of the title fight is underway. It's going to be hard to duplicate what he did his last time out, successfully defending the belt emphatically with a knockout. Everybody's paying attention now. The target's on his back. We'll see if he can remain the hunted. Ooh, nice uppercut from the champ.
When they come together and they plan something good, they both go, "You better watch out." Very close.
Dolidze's bleeding from the mouth now, a cut there on his lip. That doesn't look like fun. So not a ton of action here. Oh, must have been a good warm-up in the back.
I mean, he walked right into that one, John. Huge test, especially when it's this early in the fight.
All right, butterfly guard now up against the fence. DC, talk us through.
Yeah, and he's got some opportunities.
How about that? He gets up, and now he gets him taken down.
That was nice. He got to the underhook and ran that knee pick down. Beautiful job.
Looks as though he will let his opponent stand back up. Yes. All right, so got to be an encouraging sign to hurt him to that extent. I'm not sure his opponent saw this coming.
Well, he didn't finish him, but he did hurt him very, very bad. It shows him that he can hurt him, but he's got to be very careful. He still isn't the better striker, even though he landed the bigger punch.
Gets back to his feet. Lindsay goes in for the takedown now, and he's able to get it. So a nice entry and a wise move, given how the things were playing out on the feet. Quick hip movement there, and he does indeed get back to his feet. Nicely done. Well, this has been crazy. He has taken his striking to the next level. Almost had the finish multiple times. We'll see if he can get it.
That's the only thing missing, man. You gotta finish this fight. You have now shown that you are a high-level striker. Show that you can finish fights using that striking.
Lindsay's cut now above the eye, courtesy of that strike. We will keep an eye on it as the fight continues.
What a fight. Both of these guys are trying to finish.
Under a minute to go in what has been a wild round one.
Just a little bit ago, he landed a...
Lindsay's lower jaw does not look good. I don't think it's broken, but starting to show some obvious signs of swelling. All right, so the round is over, but not before damage was done. Cut on the cheek, sustained in that round. Cutman in there quickly as usual to try to seal it up. All right, so a huge round for him there. Nearly had him out of there with the head kick. Did get the knockdown. Talk us through the replay.
He got the knockdown. He won the round.
You ready, John? Ready.
Second round here. Lindsay gets lit up by that straight punch.
Oh, man, he lands another punch to the head. Oh, nice right hand.
Oh, trying to hold its own here. Even that shot right there, he's in constant motion. Man, Chris Carter is an absolute shark tonight. Back to the feet now. Stuffs the takedown there. How good is his takedown defense? Just over 3 minutes to go in round two. Shades of you against Dan Henderson back in the day. One-sided here as he continues to work towards that complete performance.
He's doing everything right, man. I don't know that this guy has ever looked better.
And he's back up. Under 2 minutes to go in the round. Big shots being landed on both sides here. Well, we told you about... Oh! Stop! Oh, just like that, that'll do it, and still! Yes, he did it! Your undisputed middleweight champion of the world!
This guy is amazing, John. Time and time again, he puts his skills on display. What a beast the champion is.
All right, to make this title fight official, here's Bruce.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mark Connors called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 34 seconds of round number 2. Declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Chris Heiner.
So you just heard it there from Bruce Buffer, and still UFC middleweight champion. He had some doubters coming in. I would imagine he muted most of that noise with this effort.
A record on repeat is what happens when this guy fights.
Yeah.
Every time people say he's not going to be able to get this guy, but over and over he does it and remains the champion. Congratulations, Shane.
Let you down, would've gave you anything, would've gave you everything. You know I said that I am better now, better now. I only say that 'cause you're not around. You know I never meant to let you down, would've gave you anything, would've gave you everything. Oh, I did not believe that it would end, no. Everything came second to the band, so you're not even speaking to my friends, no. You knew all my uncles and my aunts, though. 20 candles, blowing out and open your eyes. We were looking forward to the rest of our lives. You should keep my picture posted by your bedside. Now I see you dressing with the socks you don't like. And I'm rolling, 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 rolling with my brothers like it's Jonas, Jonas. Drinking Henny and I'm trying to forget, but I can't get this shit.
Well, we are objective commentators, but Anthony Fluffy Hernandez has drawn rave reviews from Daniel Cormier. One of your favorite fighters on this roster. The dude brings it in all phases every time.
And he just goes hard, man. I don't know if I've seen anybody fight with that pace and pressure since I saw Cain Velasquez the first time I saw him step into an octagon. Anthony Fluffy Hernandez is so good at striking that you forget about the wrestling. And the wrestling has become a massive tool in his career. He doesn't even use his striking like he should. He takes guys down, he drags them into deep water, he truly drowns him. What he did to Roman Dolidze was one of the most impressive things I've ever watched in real time. Tonight, let's see if he can replicate that and it turns into another victory.
All right, so the path to UFC middleweight gold and glory continues to go through this man. And without speaking hyperbolically, I do believe this man looks like he could reign for some time.
You know, when you think about middleweight, you think about some great champions, Anderson Silva and Israel Adesanya. This man can be viewed in the same regard because he has ruled the top of the division for a really long time. He's ruled it with an iron fist. He is just so good in this role. He is everything you want in a UFC champion.
And he's fighting in his natural weight class. A lot of people wondered aloud if maybe he could become a 2-division champion, go down to 70. He don't want to hear that noise. He's looking to pluck off another middleweight title challenger in yet another big spot here tonight. All right, ready to go from the house that MJ built. We are at United Center, Chicago, Illinois, USA. Both fighters now ready to engage. Let us see who emerges in this critical matchup. And now our tail of the tape for this middleweight championship fight. All right, now for your main event introduction, it's the one, the only Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Anthony Fluffy Hernandez! And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Chris Hyder.
One of the best in the business, Mark Goddard, is our referee. All right, let's see how it plays out tonight. Public perception seems to be one more title defense is going to set him up for that super fight.
And that's what they all want, right? All fighters want the opportunity to do something special, something that makes them legendary. All these defenses, while legendary, isn't winning a super fight.
Man, these guys have some chins on them. Huge shots being landed on both sides. In a world of trouble now. Fluffy Hernandez goes for the clinch here and probably just trying to get a minute with which to recover. He is absolutely stunned. And that one certainly found the target.
Another nasty punch lands.
Fluffy Hernandez with that patented high guard, looking to change levels here.
High guard, a lot of pressure, head always up the center line. Great job by Fluffy.
Carter gets up. Clearly he wanted this fight back to its feet despite having a dominant position on the ground. Hernandez is bleeding from the mouth, Daniel. Looks as though there's a cut on his lip. Thankfully, he's a lot tougher than I am. Takedown defense on point. Oh, he's got his back. Well, we told you off the top about the striking disadvantage, so it is absolutely huge to get this fight to the ground this early.
Very, very important for him to get this takedown early. Show his opponent that he will not have the ability to get comfortable in the striking, because when he tries to, he's going to get taken down.
Man, pinpoint left hand just landed a moment ago.
This guy cannot miss the head with his strikes.
Now some spacing as they exit the clinch. Hernandez, oh man, I'm not sure he knows where he is. He got absolutely loaded with the check hook.
He got excited and he paid for it. He got hit with that nasty check hook.
Oh man, he's hurt. I am no analyst, but maybe wrestle?
Yeah, he might need to wrestle here. He needs to hope that his opponent gets excited, overthrows, and presents his hips to him so that he can level change and take him to the mat.
All right, butterfly guard now, DC. If you're on the other side, the offensive fighter, what are you trying to do?
I've got to separate him, John. I can't leave him against the octagon. That is how they get up. They use the fence as a barrier to get back to their feet. You got to put your body between your opponent and the fence so that you can really control him. There it is. Now he's running him out. Oh, he's got the arm triangle here.
Old tense moment here. That arm triangle's tight.
Good job by the champ there. Sliding back up.
Carter gets back up. Oh! Big shots exchanged in the pocket there. Nice liver shot lands. 20 seconds to go in round one.
He gets to the single cup.
Potentially 20 to go. All right, there's the horn indicating the end of the round. So potentially a big factor here, ladies and gentlemen. The cut on the cheek sustained in that round. Certainly better to be below than above the eye, but the cut man's got to get in there and close that thing up. So the crowd voicing its appreciation after that round. We had a knockdown courtesy of...
You okay? Good?
Round two here. Oh, he gets back up. The question is for how long?
defend this championship. It's going to be very difficult to get the belt off this man. Congratulations to the champion.
All right, to make this title fight official, here's Bruce.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mark Goddard has called a stop to this contest at 18 seconds of round number 2. Declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Chris Heiner.
6 straight title defenses after successfully winning here tonight. And you got to think at this point, a super fight is the only thing that makes sense on his immediate horizon.
It's what's supposed to happen.